be a chobby. I'm mechanical engineering.
Nice school.
Yeah, it is a nice school. I like it a lot.
So what? Okay. See you. Is that a Christmas sweater? Or
Yes, it is.
you made it yourself, or you bought it?
No, my mom bought it for me.
Oh, that's pretty good. So what you studying? What you?
I'm studying the history of jazz.
Oh,
It's a fun
music?
class. Yeah, music.
what's going on, brother?
Yo.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good man. Good man. By the way, out of curiosity, what time did you wake up? What is it? Is it like 6:59 in Oklahoma right now?
It's about 7:59 right now. We're like 1 hour behind New York.
For some reason, I thought y'all were 2 hours behind. I'm assuming where you are in Oklahoma, it's to the east of Oklahoma, right? It's not on the west side of Oklahoma.
I'm on the west side, bro. I'm on the.
What did you say? You're on the east side?
West side.
West side.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. Things are going well, man. I recently woke up, but I'm feeling good.
I just woke up too. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. And I try to brush my teeth.
I woke up like 45 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To start with, how's the weather like in Philly, bro?
Oh, by the way, Tim, I wanted to ask you, did you start recording yet, out of curiosity, or no?
Yes.
Okay, my bad. If you want, you could cut that part out.
Okay.
But yeah, the area, or the weather rather, in Philly, bro, is amazing. I am actually a big fan of the winter, so it's actually very, very cold today. Yesterday it was about 25 degrees. It was snowing. There was about 4 to 6 inches of snow that ended up falling. And right now it's frigid today, so it's gonna be icy. The high is gonna be 26. The low is gonna be 18. And it's honestly, man, I love snow. I was born in January. I was born when it was like a negative 10 degrees. So
I was
yeah.
about to say you sound like just like a weatherman. Can we put you live from Philly?
Yeah, reporting live from Philly.
So I don't want to waste your time. We're just gonna go straight into it. So I want to officially welcome you to TMTV Live After College program on every Saturday. How you been, brother? How you doing?
I've been good, man. I've been amazing. Thank you so much for having me, TM. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate the work that you're doing on this channel, and it's, honestly, life after college has been amazing. I graduated from Baruch College,
Wow.
which is a city university in New York, known as a CUNY for short, CUNY.
Okay.
I graduated from Baruch in 2019, in December of 2019.
Okay.
And I majored in finance and minored. I had 2 minors, so I minored in math and corporate communications, with like a specialty in conflict resolution.
Can I ask you a question real quick on that? Cause
I'm sorry. What did he say?
I said, can I ask you a quick question on that real quick?
Yeah, of course.
I've been kind of like hearing people doing like main, major, then minor. Like, what's the importance of that minor? I don't understand, because most of the time people do the major, they say the minor in this, but pretty much at the end of the day, they don't usually, as for my own understanding, they don't usually go for the minor major. So why? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Great question, TM. So I would say the difference between having a major and having a minor, I would say to really wrap it up simply is for diversification. So whenever you take on a minor, that usually means that you're maybe 2 or 3 classes away from it officially being your major, if that makes sense.
Oh.
But but like depending on what university you go to, some universities tend to have different rules. There's some colleges you could have a double major. There's other colleges where you could only have one major. So like for example, one unique rule about my college was if you majored in a business major, so I majored in finance, you weren't able to get another major on top of that, but you were able to get 1 minor or even 2 minors.
Wow.
So it showcases to recruiters, people that are looking at your resume, you know, that you are someone that is multifaceted, that you're not just knowledgeable in just one area. You're able to bring different things to the table. So like for example, you know, if someone is majoring in finance, but they also have a minor in data science or computer science, that is like that is like a impressive combination right there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like a meal, not only sandwich. You get the fries,
exactly.
You get the drink.
It's like a meal. So yeah. So yeah, I did that in Baruch. And Baruch, I'm not sure if you know this, TM, because I know you lived in New York City before. Baruch is in downtown Manhattan. So for those who are not familiar with Baruch, it's on 23rd and Lexington. And I would say it's about 30 to 40 minutes away from Wall Street. So it's relatively close to Wall Street. And Baruch College is a very, very competitive CUNY, especially when it comes to business. So a lot of people would go into like investment banking or work for a Big Four. So Big Fours being like Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, EY. But I actually knew from a very young age, in fact, even prior to joining college, that I was very passionate about aviation and aerospace. So I love planes. I love the way they're designed. I love the art of flying.
You know. Before you go, you know, for a lot of people who don't really know you, you know, you might want to kind of like introduce yourself before we go in depth into some of the, you know, the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I was about to go on a long tangent there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, TM, this is a topic that I'm passionate about. So feel free to stop me at any time. So, hey everyone, my name is Christopher Hall. I am currently a finance contract specialist at the Boeing Company. And Boeing is an international corporation that works on the sale of commercial aircraft, defense and space products. So think about, you know, your fighter jets, at least some of your fighter jets, and Boeing Global Services as well. Those are the 3 business units that make up the Boeing Company. I've had the opportunity to work with Boeing for 3 years now. This month actually makes my 3-year anniversary.
You are a big dog. Congratulations on your 3 years anniversary, bro.
Thank you so much, TM. Honestly, that means a lot to me. Thank you. And yeah, I've had the opportunity to learn a lot before final placing in contracts. I was involved in Boeing's competitive finance career foundation program, and it gave me the exposure. It was called the Business Career Foundation Program before it got rebranded at Boeing, but it gave me the exposure to have 6 rotations within 2 years. So I basically worked for 6 different teams.
2 years?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question? You said, what is that? 6 rotations?
Yeah. Can you explain?
Yeah, so it's a very unique opportunity where you are able to get a holistic view of the company, and you're able to work with, well, I would say it gives you exposure to work with senior level executives. So people like directors and vice presidents and things of that nature. So what it entails is
Okay.
every 4 months,
Okay.
you're working on a temporary assignment. And what I mean by a temporary assignment is you're working on a different team for 4 months. So you're doing like different statement of work. You have a different title for your role. You're working with new teammates. You have a new manager.
Is it like for people that goes to medical school, right? How they do shadow maybe some of the top doctors to get hours. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say now. Right.
Yeah. It's exactly like that, TM. But I would say what made this rotational program so competitive and also really unique was that it was fast paced, because most rotations, they tend to be 6 months, 9 months, even 18 months long. So it's like you stay in a role for 6 months or 9 months or a year, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, and by us I mean me alongside my other colleagues that were a part of this BCFP class, it was only 4 months. So it was so like the way it would work is maybe you would spend the first month and a half training and learning about the role, and maybe the next month and a half you would actually begin to do the work and actually start. You would kind of get used to it, and you'll start enjoying it. And after, by the 4th month, you're wrapping up the rotation, and you're going on to the next. You're going on to the next.
Do they by any means evaluate you after the first stage and the second stage before you move on to the next stage? Do they do like an evaluation for you to know, for them to know, like, okay, this guy, this young graduate, okay, I think he has what it takes to move to the next level?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. So there would be 2 evaluations per rotation. So
okay.
I had a total of 12 evaluations during my rotation. So there was a mid-performance review. So that was every 2 months, because the rotation was 4 months long. And after, there was a final performance review.
Wow.
And at the end, that would get sent over to the program manager of the rotational program. And based on how you did, you would get evaluated, you would get feedback, and also that would affect like your bonus, that would affect what rotations you could go into actually, because the rotations would get harder. I remember one rotation that I really loved in particular was I had the opportunity to work as a sales program manager, and I reported, like, my direct manager was was a business director, and his manager was a vice president of like sales and marketing for an entire region, like around the world. So it gave me a lot of good exposure for sure.
Wow. Let me go back a little bit, right? Because you finished from Baruch, right? Baruch, you said it's 40 minutes away from World Trade Center, right? So why don't you want to work at the World Trade Center?
So great question, TM. So the World Trade Center is definitely an iconic building. I'm sorry if I said World Trade Center before. I meant to say Wall Street. So
Wall Street, rather. Yeah.
Yeah. It's near.
My bad. That was my mistake. Go ahead.
No. But I would have to say, honestly, I wanted to go after something that I was very, very, very passionate about. And the thing is that Wall Street is very tempting because, you know, a lot of people.
A lot of money, bro.
Huh?
I say a lot of money. You meet people.
Exactly. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of people. It's think about it almost as a very, very shiny object that a lot of people want to get exposure to. And I know for me, like, you know, Wall Street was very compelling, and I had a lot of friends that were trying to influence me. They were like, Christopher, you need to join Wall Street. You need to join Wall Street. Like, I remember I would get a lot of people that were hesitant about me and my journey because I was recruiting for a company that was close to 3,000 miles away because I was recruiting for Boeing in Seattle and I was in New York. And Boeing did not even recruit from my school. And, you know, a lot of friends were like, Chris, why don't you stay here? Why don't you go into Wall Street? Why don't you apply for banks? But the thing is, and this is really the main takeaway that I really want to tell all of your viewers. You need to make sure that you follow your dream. You need to make sure that you follow what you're passionate about. Even if a lot of people are saying you should go a different way, you should go a different route. Because for me, I knew aviation was something that excited me.
But let me ask you this question real quick. Let me ask you this question. At what point in college or in high school do you realize that your passion for aviation? Because I remember we worked together at the airport during your college days. Is that part of the thing that you're trying to do to get yourself in line with the aviation too? Because first question was, at what point did you realize that passion for aviation? Second is we work at the airport. Like, was he part of that passion that brought you to the airport to kind of like have a feel of what the environment is like?
Yeah. So I became passionate about aviation when I was 17 years old. I actually had the opportunity to. Were you in college at that time?
No,
I wasn't. I was actually a junior in high school. I didn't join college until I was 18. But I remember vividly, and I feel like I'm gonna be giving away my age here. But
no, come on, you don't have to.
in May of 2014, when I was 17, I felt like that's when my passion for aviation was planted, right? I remember when I was 17 years old, and I feel like I still have this attribute now, but especially back then, I was just very, very intellectual. I was very curious-minded about everything. I was always fascinated about learning. I had a love for learning. I just had this curiosity. And I had the opportunity to actually fly to France because my mom's cousin, who's also my cousin, was getting married. And I had the chance to fly on one of the largest commercial aircrafts in the world.
Is it Air France?
I'm sorry?
Is it Air France?
Yes, exactly. It was Air France. It was from JFK to Charles de Gaulle. It was to Paris. And I was absolutely mesmerized by how in the world something so heavy. No, seriously.
No, I still feel the same way when I get on the airplane, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the biggest aircraft. I'm like, how in the world can it hold 1 million pounds and take off and be in the air above 40,000 feet? I was blown away. I was like, I need to learn more about this. And TM, I feel like it was during the time I was just questioning how things work because I was taking physics at the time.
Yeah. And
I'm like, how in the world does this airplane work? Like, you know, I wanted to learn everything that I could about it. And I was just so excited to be able to fly. I don't know what it is, but I feel like when you're a teenager in high school, if you have 4 days off and you're like flying on an international flight, it's for vacation. It's to enjoy something. I don't know.
Yes.
It's like you feel so special, man. It's
Of course.
like, wow, like I'm going to France to celebrate a family member's wedding. Like, this is amazing. So it was like, it was just good vibes all around.
Was that your first time out of New York or US?
No, it wasn't my first time out of New York, but it was my first time in a while because I was studying for PSATs, SATs, region exams.
Okay.
These
So
are all standardized tests.
it was just like
That
it was like a getaway trip for you, just to get your mind off all those. I don't want to call it stressful time of you preparing for your SAT and your, you know.
Exactly. It was a good vacation away from it all. It was a great reset. It was only 4 days, but I felt so amazing. And also, in general, it was just a very, very good time, right? Like high school was going good. I had a lot of good friends. Junior prom was coming up. It was a very, very good time.
By the way, did you invite someone to your junior prom?
Yeah.
Since you mentioned it, I just want to know.
Man. Well, this is the thing. I was very, very shy in high school, so I did not invite anyone to my junior prom, but I did invite someone to my senior prom though, which was nice.
Okay. Go out with the trip.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, with that trip itself, with me flying from New York to France specifically, that was just a very, very transformative moment for me. And from that point, like my mind was absolutely fascinated, and I knew ever since a young age I was very, very passionate about transportation. Like I would always be fascinated by trains and planes and things of that nature. But it was from there that I was able to really learn as much as I could about it. So like every day I would watch YouTube videos, I would learn about the topic. I would take the time to look at the two main aircraft manufacturers in the world. Of course, there are more aircraft manufacturers, but I was looking at Boeing and Airbus.
Wow.
And I was learning how, the two different aircraft manufacturers made their planes, what are the models of their planes, how do they differentiate from each other, how many passengers that they sit, etc. I was very, very fascinated, and like every single day, as I mentioned, like anytime I had a small break, I was watching a YouTube video on aviation. I'm like, I have to learn more about this. It's too interesting. So, bro, the passion was solidified when I was a senior in high school. I remember as a high school graduation gift, I graduated in May of 2015. As a graduation gift in August of 2015, right before I started college, my mom gave me, my mom treated me to a gift. She treated me to an introductory flight.
By the way, a big shout out to Mama Oz, man. Mama Chris, she's a rock, man. A big shout out to your mom, man, Chris.
Thank you so much, bro. I really, really appreciate you saying that. Yeah, she is an absolute rock. She is really, really a gem. She worked so hard, and yeah, she gave me a good life.
I know.
And a very good childhood, even though she had a challenging childhood and everything. So yeah, shout out to her. She ended up purchasing an introductory flight for me, an introductory flight lesson. And basically what that entails is
But did she know about your passion at that time, or she just?
Yeah.
You told her already.
Many things she did because she saw me watching those YouTube videos, and I would talk with her about aviation and everything. So,
wow.
Yeah, honestly, in the beginning, at one point, she thought it was just a phase, especially when I was, looking at a lot of videos on YouTube about it. But when she saw, like, I just became more passionate about it, and I was, looking at videos for over a year, she really saw how passionate I
Well,
was.
that's since we're talking about life after college, that's a good thing for every parent that have kids, in college, to really, just watch their kids, man. Watch most of the things that they do and look for ways that they can come in to help them, because your mom only saw you watching aviation video, airplane video, and she was like, okay, what about if I get you the introductory class, without even asking you about it. She just went ahead to get you that training. That shows she really, she's more into what you're doing, because some people just pay for college and they don't know what their kid is doing until something crazy happens. They're like, what, he or she's in college? But you have to watch your kids. You have to see what they're doing, check them, okay, if what they're doing is right, if what they're doing is not okay. And as a matter of fact, as far as their dream is concerned, they might not tell you, but just watch what they do. Look for what you can do just to help or to assist whatever they got going on. That was a perfect example from your mom right there, Chris.
100%, 100%, TM, and I really, really love how you really, honed in on that topic and specified. And I would say one thing to kindly add to, number one, all parents, but also number two, all people that are parently figures to someone. So like an older brother, an older sister, an uncle, etc. Take the time to encourage the people around you to go after your dreams. Take the time to encourage them. Take the time to, fuel that passion, take the time to fuel that person's drive, fuel that person's energy. It's so important, because there are so many people out there filled with potential, filled with amazing potential, and they're able to make such a unique, mark on the world. I know it sounds cliche, but it's so true. Like, always take the time to encourage people, and remind them of what's possible. Especially when it comes to positive, uplifting things that bring someone happiness, peace, joy. That's what life is. That's what life is about, right? Life is already complex and challenging, but it's so important to encourage people on their journey when it comes to following their dreams and making it a reality.
Wow. Since we're talking about life after college, man, how was your transitioning from college to working class? How was it?
Yeah, so honestly, TM, it was a bit of an interesting journey, and
smooth.
And
lucky
and
you.
Trust me when I say this. Like, honestly, I could talk about this for an hour.
I know.
You may need to have me back on this channel, man.
No, we're coming back next week.
Yes,
sir. We're gonna make it like a weekly a segment. I'm gonna create the space for you on some of our programs. So you come every week, you just let it out to encourage the college student and everybody that is interested as well.
100%, for sure. So I ended up graduating in December of 2019, and I'm pretty sure most people know. In 2020.
I know what you was about to say.
Interesting times, and by interesting I mean interesting not in a good way. With the pandemic and everything happening. But so I graduated in December of 2019. I was supposed to start full-time originally with Boeing in July of 2020. I had the opportunity to choose an earlier start date for March of 2020, but I ended up opting out against it because I never had the opportunity to study abroad in college, and I wanted to travel abroad. That was one of my dreams.
Okay.
So, but by the end of December 2019, I didn't have that much money saved up. So I'm like, okay, I need to come up with a game plan. So the game plan was work from January to April of 2020. Live with my mom, use all of the money, and with all of the money that I worked, I save it. And after, I would say in April or May of 2020, my goal was to travel for 1 month, like 3 weeks to 1 month. I wanted to backpack Europe, so I wanted to go to different countries in Europe, and after come back. Long story short, that basically didn't happen because I ended up finding a part-time job in, I would say towards like the middle of February instead of, January as I anticipated. And also in March of 2020, COVID happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So